If you are traveling to Costa Rica this year, do not make these common mistakes. Trust me. Costa Rica is one of the most jaw-dropping and beautiful countries I have ever visited. While it is a very safe and tourist-friendly country to visit, there are some super common and simple mistakes that you can make that in this video I'm going to be breaking down so that you can avoid them and have the best possible trip ever. Because these mistakes can definitely ruin your trip. If you're new here, my name is Emma and I have traveled to almost 50 countries, spent 8 years as a flight attendant, and have gone to Costa Rica for the last 15 years. Costa Rica is one of the most beautiful and well-visited countries in the world. In this video, I'm going to get so for real with you so that when you're planning your dream trip to Costa Rica, you do not make these very common mistakes that I myself have made and that I have seen so many other travelers make themselves. So let's get into the most common mistakes that you can make in Costa Rica and how to avoid them. Okay, mistake number one is only visiting one place. Costa Rica is not a one-stop kind of country, and chances are you have a really big, crambitious list of all of the things you want to see and do. Is a small country? Yes. But in one day, you can go from the cloud forest all the way to the Pacific Coast beaches, which does require you to have a car rented ideally, but you can also do shuttle buses. I made a whole video about driving in Costa Rica here, which you can check out. I'll leave that in the description down below. In my opinion, if you go all the way to Costa Rica and plop yourself down in one place, you are really missing out in the diversity of places that you can see and visit in this country. And it's what makes Costa Rica so special and so wild. That being said, if you only have a few days or 1 week, don't make the mistake of trying to cram too many places into one visit. Try with going with 1 to 2 spots max. Okay, this brings me to mistake number 2, which is trying to cram in too many spots in one visit. Trust me, you do not want to be spending the majority of your trip in the back of a van or driving in a car. That's why I think it's so important to prioritize the activities and sites that you want to see and select the locations that you want to go based on your top dream list items. Don't make the mistake of trying to do it all in 5 days, because it's really not going to feel like a vacation. It's going to feel really exhausting, really stressful, and almost like it flew by in the blink of an eye. You really want to ground and feel present in your activities, so that's why I think it's important for you to prioritize your top dream experiences and then pick the locations based on those things. As easy as it is to drive in Costa Rica, it does take a long time. The roads are paved, but they're not exactly efficient at getting from points A to B. So if you have this super ambitious dream of going from Manuel Antonio up to Arenal and then a Monteverde and then a Santa Teresa, but you only have a week, you're probably gonna wanna reel it in and pick 1 to 2 spots. If it were me and I were to recommend, 1 to 2 places to visit, I would pick a national park where you can see all the wildlife, because to me, that's what makes Costa Rica so special. So somewhere like Monteverde Cloud Forest, which is about a 2.5-hour drive from San Jose Airport, or Arenal La Fortuna, which is about a 3-hour drive from Liberia Airport. And lastly, I would recommend Manuel Antonio, which is again about a 3.5-hour drive from San Jose Airport. These 3 major national parks are, yes, touristy, but they're touristy for a reason. They're absolutely spectacular. They have everything that you need in one spot, and you're pretty much guaranteed to see wildlife here. However, if you're looking for a more off the beaten path experience, check out Corcovado National Park, which is a place that I went to last year and is considered one of the most biodiverse places on earth and is one of the more off the beaten path, unique experiences that you can find in Costa Rica. It's really, really special, and yeah, I made a whole video series on how to get there and what to do when you're there. I'll leave that all linked in the description down below. Okay, mistake number 3 is not renting a car. I would say the only circumstance in which you would not need a car is if you are landing at the airport and taking a taxi directly to your one hotel, your one Airbnb, wherever your accommodations are, and maybe you're kind of just picking one single location to be your headquarters and then doing day trips from there. I think in that case, it's all right to not rent a car. You're just gonna be spending a little bit more money on taxis, on shuttles, on golf carts, on ATV rentals, which is totally fine. But if you have a really big dream list and a short period of time of the things that you wanna do, it's definitely ideal to rent a vehicle. Yes, there are buses, yes, shuttles exist, but Costa Rica is about freedom, and nothing spells freedom more than having your own wheels. It allows you to have those random side quests and stop at waterfalls on the side of the road, explore tiny surf towns, which is really where all the magic is, in my opinion. So I think that if you really want that authentic experience, do not make the mistake of not renting a car. Just work it into your budget and it will be so worth it. Okay, mistake number 4 is not getting car insurance. I know that insurance can sometimes feel like a scam, but trust me, in Costa Rica, it is absolutely mandatory. Take this from somebody who is always trying to find ways to cut corners and save a dollar. You cannot skip out on travel insurance or car rental insurance. It's actually the law in Costa Rica. In most cases, even if you have a credit card that covers car rental insurance, you're more than likely still going to be charged by the rental company. Don't fight it, just budget for it because it's going to keep you and your vehicle protected in the long run. So just save yourself the mental breakdown at the rental counter and be prepared for that. Okay, mistake number 5 is not getting an eSIM. I get this question a lot, is like, did I get a SIM card? Did I get an eSIM? What am I using for a phone down in Costa Rica? Whether you're going for 5 days or 20 days or a month plus, you can get yourself an eSIM, which is what I do anytime I travel anywhere. Like when I went to Japan, when I went to Colombia, when I've been to Mexico, all over the world, I use Arenal, which is a totally free app that you can download, which gives you access to all of the local networks in that particular country. And you also have the option of picking what package you want to buy. So if you only want 1 gigabyte, 5 gigabytes, 10 gigabytes, it gives you a total number of days that it's going to last. It gives you a lot of flexibility and you don't have to pop your old SIM card out and put a new SIM card in. It makes it so easy to use. And I also think it's super affordable. Like, it by far is the cheapest way for me to have data and still be able to use my phone whenever I'm traveling, because here in Canada, I'm on Rogers, and Rogers has this amazing Roam Like Home deal, which is $15 a day. Like, go away for 2 weeks. What's 15 times 14? Oh, $210. Guys, I think I spent $40 max on my Arenal eSIM. So it's way, way, way worth it to use an app like this to use your phone when you're abroad. Like, thank me later. Okay, the next mistake that I see people make is not going to La Fortuna Arenal. Do not come for me in the comments, okay? Because I'm telling you, I realize that it is a super touristy town, but it's touristy for a reason, guys. I honestly think that La Fortuna is my favorite town in Costa Rica, and I've been all over. I just love it here. And I know it's not on the ocean. I know you don't get the beach experience, but if you can pick one town, I honestly think that it has so many of the boxes checked of the things that you want to see and do in Costa Rica. They've got coffee farms, they've got cacao plantations, they've got hiking, waterfalls, zip lining, wildlife. Like, it is just amazing. And I really feel like it's a huge mistake, especially if you're going to Costa Rica for the first time and you really want to have that magical experience. I swear Arenal is the spot to go. They also have unbelievable hot springs there. I made a whole video about hot springs that I definitely recommend you check out. It is just beyond magical. Like, the town has this gorgeous backdrop of Arenal Volcano. Like, it really is one of the most unique spots in the world. It is a postcard of Costa Rica. So if you really want adventure, hiking, hot springs, volcanoes, coffee, all of the things, you've got to go to Arenal. Okay, mistake number 7 is booking activities last minute. I am such a last minute girly, okay? Like, I totally do just like roll with things. I'm a very type B traveler. I do everything for the plot. Like I'll discover something and book it the next day. Don't get me wrong, that can work out. Absolutely, and it does for me. But if you are planning a trip during high season and you have very specific days and very specific activities that you want to do, book them in advance. There are only a certain number of seats on a bus or in a boat. And if you have really specific days and a very particular schedule, you want to make sure that you're locking in these unique experiences that you want to have well in advance. That also goes for your dream hotel and Airbnbs. The longer you wait to book your spot, the less options you're going to have. Like that just goes without saying. So do not make the mistake of booking stuff last minute because chances are you're going to be let down. Especially if you're going to places like Manuel Antonio, you want to do ziplining, you want to see sloths, you want to see all of the things. If you wait till the last minute to book some of these experiences, again, during high season, chances are you're going to just be sat at the hotel trying to figure other ideas out while everyone else is going ziplining with sloths. Okay, the next mistake you don't want to make is underestimating the weather. I know that this seems like so dumb, but honestly, like I have made this mistake. Keep in mind that late November till about March is the dry season in Costa Rica. It's their winter. It's our winter and it's their winter, but it doesn't mean that it's cold. It means that it's very, very dry, which is great. It's super hot. The sun is shining pretty much every day. Like you truly cannot go wrong with this weather. But I will say that the northern part of the country gets a lot more sun and a lot more dry heat than the southern part of the country. Like if you're going from Jaco Beach all the way down to Ojochal, that section of the country has a lot more water, has a lot more rainfall. There's more waterfalls, there's more rivers. It's a lot more lush and a lot less dry. Where the northern part of the country is a lot more like that desert heat. So keep that in mind if you're trying to think about what type of weather you want to experience. Like it's not that it rains a lot more in the southern part of Costa Rica. It does, but more off and on than it would in the north part. And honestly, I like the southern part for that. The jungles are so much more lush. You get a lot more wildlife. You get a lot more of the absolutely beautiful waterfalls and ravines than you do in the northern coastal part of Costa Rica. Inland is very mountainous, very lush, and you really will have no trouble experiencing like waterfalls and lush rainforests if you're inland, and the south is just a lot more lush. Dry season, however, does not mean no rain, and I say this from experience. So the first time I went to La Fortuna Arenal, I did not pack a rain jacket. I didn't pack rain boots. I didn't pack long sleeves. I didn't pack long pants. I didn't pack any of those things. So dumb. And surprisingly, I couldn't really find a lot of those items in the town of La Fortuna. So I was kind of stuck with having to wear like literally the only two longer pairs of like pants and shirts that I had, which was like literally I had one of each. So I was wearing the same thing like every day. So if you are planning on going inland to the volcanoes, to the mountains, to where it's a little bit more lush, do keep in mind that it does rain a bit more there. The temperature is quite a bit lower there. So you want to bring things like long socks, hiking boots, a poncho, rain jacket, long sleeves. They do come in handy. And it just sucks to be caught somewhere where it's raining and you don't have a rain jacket. So if you are going to the mountains, you're going to Monteverde, you want to make sure that you are packing those items. Also make sure that you're bringing stuff to waterproof your clothes. Bring a dry bag, bring a case for your phone that's waterproof. Bring items that will help you to have a dry experience if you're going into the rainforest. Like it's literally called a rainforest for a reason, so yeah. Okay, mistake number 9 is touching or feeding the wildlife. Guys, please don't, just don't. Selfies with animals, this is so passé, we are not doing it anymore. We want to be so respectful of the beautiful biodiversity that Costa Rica has and be a mindful traveler and just not do these things. I know it's tempting to want to feed a monkey a banana, tempting to want to take a selfie with a capuchin monkey or with a toucan. Just don't, because what this is doing is it's encouraging other people to want to take that photo and put either themselves at risk or that animal at risk, and it really is just so disrespectful and not worth it. Please just respect the wildlife. Okay, mistake number 10 is not carrying cash. Most places do take credit cards, but things like tolls and local sodas, which is the local name for little Tico or Tica owned restaurants, they do not accept credit card. They accept colones or US dollars. So always make sure that you have a little bit of cash on you to make sure that you're not stranded somewhere. And I do get asked the question a lot, like, should I have USD or should I have colones, or what type of cash should I be carrying? And the answer is ideally USD. They do accept it everywhere, but you tend to get a little bit of a better price if you're using their local currency, which is colones. I always travel with my debit card and I use that at pretty much any ATM machine to take cash out. I find that this is so much better than getting money out at the airport where they absolutely rinse you in rates. And also it's a lot cheaper than doing a cash advance on your credit card. So either go to the country already with USD in pocket or take it out once you land. I just think it's always such a mistake to not have cash on you. Okay, mistake number 11 is thinking that Costa Rica is cheap. Oh guys, I'm so sorry to burst your bubble and I hate to break it to you, but Costa Rica ain't cheap. It's actually quite expensive if I'm being perfectly honest, especially when compared to other Central American and South American countries. Like if you are hoping to go to Costa Rica to stretch your dollar and to really like have your dollar take you further, do not go to Costa Rica. I'm so sorry. Like, I live in Ottawa, Canada, and I would say that most of Costa Rica has Ottawa prices, but in USD. This was $100 in groceries. $100. What the hell did I even buy? I bought nothing. So like, we're really not saving any money going down there. Do I think it's still worth it? Yeah, absolutely. It's totally worth it, but it's not by any stretch of the imagination cheap. It's definitely not your $5 a day backpacker paradise. It maybe was at one point, but it definitely hasn't been for a very long time. So you wanna make sure that you are budgeting realistically so that you avoid that sticker shock. You can definitely save some money by doing your own groceries and finding your own activities to self-lead. But if you're planning on doing things like whitewater rafting, zip lining, wildlife tours, those really do add up, and it's not to say that they're not worth it, but you just need to budget accordingly. Like for example, a coffee and cacao tour, which was, 2.5 hours, was $45 US. So if you're a family, times that by 4, budget appropriately for those types of experiences. You can't really go all the way to Costa Rica and do your own coffee and cacao tour. Like, it's just not really gonna happen. So you wanna look up those experiences first to get an idea of how much to budget for. But things like hiking and beautiful vista views, those are things that you can do for free for the most part. So if budgeting is high on your list of things that you need to think about when you're planning your trip to Costa Rica, look at free activities like going to different beaches, going on different hikes where you don't really have to spend money to go and do these things. It's free for you to do. Hotels aren't cheap, Airbnbs aren't cheap. Like, you can find the odd Airbnb that is a good deal, but it may not be at the comfort level that you might be used to. So these are all things that do require a bit of research and a bit of time in planning. So just keep that in mind while you are piecing together your itinerary. Okay, mistake number 12 is leaving valuables in your car unattended. Guys, I know that this might seem like a obvious mistake that people make, but truly petty theft and car break-ins is the #1 crime committed in Costa Rica. Like, for the most part, it is a very, very safe country, easily the safest country in Central America, but petty theft is common. So don't leave anything unattended. Like, even if you are driving from the airport to your Airbnb with all of your luggage in it, you wanna pull over for a bathroom break, for a lunch break, that is totally fine, but make sure that you are parked either right in front of the restaurant so you can watch your car, or you're taking all of your luggage out of the car with you. I know that that sounds insane, and I'm really not the type of person to fearmonger, traveler, but I have heard this happen to people, not heard it happen to somebody from somebody. No. I have friends, I know folks that this has directly happened to. So don't be that person. Do not leave stuff unattended. Don't go park at the beach and leave your bag in the car. I know that it feels safe and chill and Pura Vida, but just don't give somebody the opportunity to make a mistake by breaking into your car. Like, it is still very much considered a developing country, and you just don't want to tempt somebody to make that mistake. So just do not leave any valuables in your car unattended. Okay, the next mistake that you cannot make is eating local food. Guys, the local tika food is so freaking good. Do not go all the way to Costa Rica and not eat any of their traditional foods. Check out a soda. A lot of them are on the side of the road. They're super local infused, and the people of Costa Rica are just so beautiful, so warm, so welcoming. They really love meeting and chatting with tourists. You're really not meant to feel like an outsider coming to their country. They really do celebrate the fact that you're there and want to share their Pura Vida lifestyle with you. So don't make the mistake of going all the way there and not meeting or talking to locals or enjoying their culture, trying their food. It really adds to the experience, and I think is so important as a mindful traveler. Don't expect your Western comforts to be readily available for you. Go out there, try something new. Go to the grocery store, pick up some of their different fruits, their different foods, and try a little bit of everything. You absolutely have to try cold coconuts, fresh coconuts that they're selling on the side of the road, fresh bananas, fresh fruit that they're serving on the side of the road. That is just one of the best parts about going to a country like Costa Rica, is your access to fresh, locally grown fruits. So try it all. Okay, mistake number 14 is downloading these two apps. The first one is obvious, Google Translate. You can download Google Translate and then also download the Spanish catalog so that it is available offline. I just think it's such a mistake to go to a country where a different language is spoken and you don't make any attempt at learning a single word, phrase, or sentence that you can then speak back to the local people. It is my favorite thing to practice my Spanish and learn any new language, as a matter of fact, whenever I go to any new country. So download Google Translate and download the Spanish catalog so that it's available for you offline. You can use this when you're in a restaurant. You can take photos of words that are in Spanish and it will translate it to English for you. It is just such a useful tool that you absolutely are going to need when you are in Costa Rica. The second app that you have to download is Waze. This is a Google Maps or Apple Maps alternative that just for whatever reason happens to work a lot more seamlessly in Costa Rica. So if you are renting a car and you're driving yourself around, do not rely on Google Maps. Please download the Waze app, because that is actually going to give you the most efficient route at getting from point A to point B. Don't ask me why, I'm not sure why, but I did make the mistake of using Google Maps instead of Waze, and it took me a whole roundabout way, and Waze ended up being just that much more efficient at getting me to where I needed to go. Also, this app is completely free, so definitely download it. So to sum it all up, do not rush your trip through Costa Rica. Rent the car, budget accordingly, download the apps, and you will be in good shape. You're also avoiding probably the biggest mistake that I would think by watching this video right now is doing your research. Like I said, I'm a type B sort of traveler, and I do love going to countries kind of on a whim, knowing just this much and then discovering that much and kind of just letting magic unfold. But I feel like if you're going to a place like Costa Rica where it really does have so much to offer, you want to be doing research like this, like you're doing right now on my channel, to figure out exactly what it is you want to do and how you're going to do it. So if you want to learn more about different ways that you can make your trip the absolute best trip possible, make sure that you check out any one of the number of videos that I have done on Costa Rica. Like I've said, I've traveled there extensively, and I love sharing my perspective and experiences with you here on my channel. So if this video was helpful for you, please leave me a comment down below. If you have questions, leave me a comment or topics that you'd like me to dive a little bit deeper into. I would be so happy to do that. You're also welcome to send me a DM on Instagram if you have specific questions, or maybe let me know your biggest mistake in the comments down below, and I would love to give you a shout out and share that hilarious, amazing, maybe traumatizing story in my next video. And really the most important thing to remember about Costa Rica is the Pura Vida lifestyle, living your life to the absolute fullest. Thanks so much for watching this video. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.